Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Triin Mahlakoiv. That's how you pronounce an Estonian name. Estonian is said to be one of the hardest languages in the world to speak. I am so glad today to be here with you at the Women in Tech conference. First of all, because I'm a woman myself. And second reason, because I've been in the tech sector for 10 years. And I have some things I want to share with you today. I'm the co-founder of North Star AI, North Star as the most prized star up high in the sky, and AI as artificial intelligence. So what we do, we aim to solve the AI talent shortage in Europe. We see that there are a lot of tech leaders in the States and in China, but not too many global technology companies are headquartered in Europe. And we need more talent to get Europe on the map. As I said, I stepped into the tech sector 10 years ago. It wasn't an obvious choice for me. I had another plans for my life. But now, when you're all sitting here, tech is mainstream. Owning your own startup is a must. Back in the days, it wasn't like that. Here is my 10 years being in the tech sector. Well, I started in 2009 when my friend invited me to join a mobile payments company, Mobilab and Fortumo. Back then, the mobile first revolution was about to start. If you remember, the first smartphone was launched in 2007. So it was very interesting times that I saw when working in Fortumo. Nowadays, I am leading the North Star AI initiative and also recently joined a cyber technology company, RangeForce, that is focusing on training IT developers and DevOps with cyber skills. Today, I want to focus on career growth because all of you today are working in some part of your lives in tech, but the question is, how do you grow in your career and what does it mean? When we usually think about career growth, we think about the curve that leads up to the right corner, right? More interesting question for me is, what does career growth mean to you? For me, these 10 years have been divided into 3 chapters. And after each of these chapters, I felt that I've completed the chapter by being better at my skills, by being a more competent businesswoman, by being mentally more stronger. That is something that means career growth to me. But now let's go into the 10 habits and behaviors that I've learned during my 10 years and that have accelerated my life. Of course, I understand that there are no secret tips or top tips that will help you. It's personal for all of us, but bear with me. And the new skills and habits will lead you to have a more healthier and happier life. So it's not a question whether we want to grow, it's a question how we grow. First of all, when you're working in the tech sector, it's a very fast-paced life. We can't really keep resting on the laurels. We have to keep learning all the time. And during my career, I have had a bunch of uncertain times. I have had a bunch of failures. And I felt that during these failures or times when I have not been on the top of my game, I've had a breakthrough. These times when I felt that I'm stepping into another chapter, they have really taken me to the new heights. I really like how Tim Ferriss is approaching failure. He says that failure isn't failure if you can get new skills or develop new relationship for future advancement. So when you go back to work and you feel that this is a bad day for me, I'm failing today, I'm not being on top of my game, then think about what are the skills that you can take away. Let's move further. I can spend a decade in the tech sector feeling busy, having a lot of stress, completing a lot of tasks. But how do I know if I'm moving forward? That's why tip number 2 is start and end each of your day with a task that is important to you, that will help you to progress. There are a bunch of tools and modules up there. This is called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's named after the US President Eisenhower, who said, "I have two kinds of problems. Some of them are urgent, some of them are important. But the urgent problems are never important, and the important problems are never urgent." So how do you decide where to spend your time on? This four-box model will help you to understand. Another principle, I'm sure you all know the Pareto principle. If you're thinking today, how can I get 80% of results with 20% of effort? Currently in my organization, North Star AI, we are thinking, how can we get 10 times more impact with less resources and less brain power? That's the question we want to go to. And it's a great concept to drive your life further. It's an excellent rule I took from one of the Navy SEALs. Don't go to work and start planning your day. Don't dream about your day. Go to work and start executing. That's why when you go to work, make the plans of today's to-do list yesterday. Most important things in my life, most important decision have come to me when I've taken some time off. Life is not, don't live after the principle, fear of missing out. It's important to take some time off. And by taking time off, I don't mean that you're planning your next adventure. Take some time off to read some books. Take some time off to meet people like yourself, inspirational people who will lead you to new heights. Go to the nature. These 3 points have really helped me to find new meaning in my life. And try to reflect back what you have done well. When was the time you looked back in your past job, and when did you really reflect on where you succeeded, what you accomplished well? What were the learnings and takeaways of my jobs? Where I really failed, what could I improve? And then you found the solutions. If you don't do this looking back exercise, you probably can spend your whole life doing a lot of things, but you don't know if you succeeded or not. Here on the screen you see another tool that I use. It's a vision and inspiration tool. That's me back in the days, I think it was 2016, when I really followed that inspiration board. And it has two carrying meanings. On the right side, you see me stretching my physical and mental capabilities. I was running marathons. I was traveling a lot to exciting locations, to Silicon Valley to learn more about how to build global businesses. And on the other side, you see a bunch of inspirational people for me. Up there, I am standing with a female astronaut who has completed 5 spacewalks. And these people have helped me to raise my ambition in life. So surround yourself with people who really take you further, who don't belittle your ambition. And those of you who stay until the end of my talk can see my current vision board as well. So stay with me. 5th lesson in my life: you don't have a lot of time. In order to succeed, you need to focus. Dedicate your time on one thing. Learn the one thing. Try it. Figure it out. And in a month, when you have put all your efforts into that one thing or habit, you realize that this habit is now your unconscious part of your life. And you can go to next things. There is a great tool out there, or concept, hedgehog concept, that helps you to understand what to focus on. It was developed for the book From Good to Greatness, but it stems originally from Greek parable, which says that fox is an animal who has many different strategies, many different ways of completing things. But hedgehog, as an animal, he's a clever animal. He has one big task or vision. And this concept says that you should really get to understand what is the one thing that gets you further, where you will succeed. And this concept follows the intersection of three principles, three circles. First of all, is the purpose of your life. What are you passionate about? What do you really like in the life? For example, for me, I like sustainability, conscious consumerism. Second circle follows the question, what can you be the best in the world at? And it's all about the skills. So it's not about what do you aim to be the best in the world, but what do you are. At the same time, you need to understand what are not your strengths. For example, I believe that I'm good at execution. I'm not good at vision making, but I can take an idea and make it into a business or an idea or a profitable organization. And the third part is how you can make money. What drives your economic engine? And if you find the intersection of these three questions, you will succeed. Of course, there are times in our careers where we can't be passionate and earning money at the same time. Perhaps we're still starting our careers in tech, and then we're putting all the focus on getting new skills. And we might not be earning money, or we might be passionate about art, but we don't know at that point how to make money out of it. But it's your job in life if you want to figure it out. Nowadays, it's so easy to learn. To become a data scientist or to become a machine learning expert, you don't need to have a PhD for that. Later on, ladies and gentlemen, come join on this stage to hear Elisaveta from Bolt. She will tell you why she's a data scientist and what kind of education she has had. But there are so many of these online courses out there. You can start learning online, and it's bite-sized courses, so you can learn anytime you want from the comforts of your own computer at home. I really love this quote by one of the former Navy SEALs, Jocko Willink. He says that discipline equals freedom. Do you agree with me? How can discipline equal freedom? It's very easy. Imagine you're starting your day and you're sleeping in. Is that freedom for you? He says that if you sleep in, you're not really completing your tasks. If parts of your day are disciplined, it means that the other part of your day you can enjoy freedom. So be disciplined. Start your day early, know what you're going to execute today and what you want to accomplish. This is a very easy formula that won't guarantee you success in a tech career, but most probably it will help you one little step further. We all want to we all want to live a good life. We all want to improve areas in our lives. But we don't need to improve all the areas of our different areas of our life at the same time. You don't need to improve and you can't improve your financial status, your education, your social and networking areas at the same time. You need to understand what do you need to improve in your life right now. Let's do a very easy visual exercise. Picture yourself in the future. You're waking up in the future. What would your day look like? What time would you be waking up? Who would your spouse be? What car are you driving, if at all? Where are you living? Where are you working? And if you identify these areas that don't work at the moment, you understand what you can improve. Whether you can improve your social relationship, find a better husband, find a better job that brings in more income. Let's move on. I wouldn't be here standing in front of you if I wouldn't have peers supporting me. All the great companies and startups, most of the great companies and startups in the world have been created by co-founders, by 2 people at least. Surround yourself with people who are optimistic, who are positive, who don't belittle you. We as women are sometimes very fragile. We listen to the men telling us, you're not competent for being a data scientist. You will never understand these AI technologies. Don't listen to these people. Kick these people out of your life and bring people in your life who really believe in you. It's even better if you can get a mentor. I know that in Europe we don't have this mentorship culture so widely available as it is in the States. But find yourself a mentor. And if you don't find anyone for Riga or from Estonia or Lithuania, go to LinkedIn. Find people who are living your life, your future life, and ask them, what have you learned? What have you done well? And believe me, if you approach these VPs of something in a very, very well-known global companies, sometimes they get back to you. So don't be timid. I sucked at saying no a few years ago. I accepted all the social invites. I met a lot of people. I went to talk to the conferences, and at some point I felt that there's no time for myself. I'm not really going closer to my most important goal in life. And that's when I started to say no. And you know what? 90% of the successful people say no every day to most of the things offered to them. It's not that you're impolite. You just need to understand where you can get most value out of yourself. And it doesn't matter that you say no to new opportunities. If you want to commit to a new thing, think if it helps you closer to your own goals as well. Most important thing is to invest in yourself. Read, learn. Otherwise, it's impossible for you to raise above the level of ordinarity. If you want to become something else, you need to really take the time and be learning every day. And bite-sized learning through the online courses is an answer for you. Last point. Technology and startups, they can be very complicated. And we might think that the more complex systems we build around ourselves, the more successful we are. I have seen that for me, routine and discipline really get me far. That's why I have a very simple life. I know what keeps me going. For example, running for me really helps me to achieve new levels. This is me a few years back after finishing the New York City Marathon. I run because it keeps me motivated. Most of the best business ideas I've had while running a half or a full marathon. It boosts my creativity, and I can say that I wouldn't be the person I am today without physical exercise. So don't underestimate the power of your body. Of course, while you educate your mind on the side. Here, thank you for listening. Here is my vision board of 2019 that drives me. So what does that say about me? And it's a very personal thing, so I hope you won't distribute it in social media to your friends. What does it say about me? On this side, you see that I want to get more data-driven. I want my decisions in life to be based on data. That means that I'm learning the tools necessary for that. I want to understand better how machine learning and data science works. That's why I'm reading a lot about the technologies, and later on try to practice it as well. I want to stay in the moment. I don't want to live in the future. This present is very enjoyable. So be in the moment. Don't think about what you'll become. Think about what you can do today. The other side is more fluffy, as you see. There are birds flying. That's the green earth, a very attractive beach apartment or a house. This is me on my downtime. Whenever I spend my time, I want to make sure that I spend it in equality, with quality people, in a quality atmosphere, and this really helps me to be a better self in the future and today. Thank you. I'm Triin Mahlakoiv. Always keep learning, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you very much, Triin. So do we have any questions for Triin? One question. Okay, let's go over here. Here you go.
Thank you for sharing. It was very inspiring. A question is about if you can reflect on a previous session, if you have faced something like a glass ceiling, and what were your strategies and approach, how you deal with it and manage in your business?
Yes, that's a very good question. I must admit I've been privileged. I haven't felt a glass ceiling above me during these 10 years. Most probably because I picked very well the people I'm working with. They have been young, ambitious people who has seen me as a person, as an individual, as a career person, not choosing me because of my sex or not. But if I would felt that someone is not allowing me to grow in my career or is not giving me tasks proper to my competence, I'm a very straightforward person, I would tell them. But of course, don't tell, show them what you can do. So I would fulfill some task in an exceptional manner, and that would prove that I'm competent for that role. But of course, it's a theory. I'm so lucky that I haven't been in that kind of situation before. Thank you.
Thank you. So Triin, at the beginning of the presentation, you had your first vision board. Yes. And then you said, you better wait until the end to see what my last vision board looks like. And I was thinking to myself, dear Lord, she better still be running. And you were, so I was very, very happy about that. Yeah. So thank you very, very much for that presentation. It was wonderful. The thing that is standing out to me across the presentations today is don't tell, show what you can do. It's very important. So yes, I'm learning. Thank you very much. Put your hands together one more time.